Good morning to day 5 of the pool build. Starting already, 8 minutes past 8. Thank you to the new subscribers, there's quite a few of you. I think we were at 852 yesterday. I'm sorry I've not responded to the comments, I was out last night, so I will definitely get on that today. And I'll definitely upload yesterday's video today as well. From my point of view, as you can see, I'm in grey. Let's go Brandon. Midterm elections in America are being stolen as we speak, which is affecting everybody. And today is Remembrance Day, so it seems a bit surreal that in the day that we're actually celebrating thousands, if not millions of people that perished while giving us freedom, that Biden seems to be out there still stealing from the people. Unbelievable. But anyway, I'm going to make this a political channel, but obviously it does financially affect everybody. So, anyway, so today, the pool. I'm not too sure what the plan is today on the pool. They've actually managed to get a lot of it done. I think they've got to do the top of the sun shelf. I think they might plaster that. But yesterday, if I show you very quickly, they managed to get, even with the weather being garbage, and today, by the way, is absolutely crystal blue skies. Nice and clear. Sorry about the wind. I'll show you what they did yesterday. So yesterday, we managed to get this wall here done after the rain. As you can see, we had to start again here. And they managed to get the actual steps plastered in as well, which is awesome. I'm not too sure what we're going to do about the top here. This top does lean backwards. So the guys that did it, unfortunately, there was a carpenter that did all the formwork on here. He was a real pain in the arse. It's not until you actually see some of the stuff he did, you realise he's not a pain in the arse. He was also not that good at what he did. So you can blatantly see the height here versus the height here. It runs backwards. Now, obviously, this is going to be underwater at some stage, so it's really irrelevant. It's not as if it's going to catch water. It has been catching water for the last bloody 8 months, which has been a pain in the arse. But obviously, once it's full of water, that won't be the issue. But you are going to be laying slightly backwards. And as a human being, when you're laying down, you like to lay at an angle, don't you? Not backwards. So hopefully it won't feel too bad. And I'm sure we'll put some things in there to lay on at some stage. But anyway, great job. As you can see, they've come down. They've made it quite a nice way of doing the bottom as well. They put a nice triangle, a square joint, and then a triangle at the end, which is looks pretty good. So that's all pretty much good to go. I might get them to do something in these little trough elements down the bottom. That's why, if you remember rightly, a while ago we had some leaking there coming through that way and that way. We had to dig out and reseal. So I don't think that's going to be a problem anyway, but I will mention to Simon in case he wants to land up doing something else. This labourer, good lad. Good lad, always early, always on it, and always clean. And you think about it, they just plastered the whole pool. Look at the dust and dirt compared to what we've had in the past. Good lads. So shout out to Revo boys, they're good. So far they've been on the money. Showing today is going to be doing the door frame. So we've actually got the glass in last night. We've got that siliconed in just to be held, and just put a couple of beads in there to try and hold it until it goes off. Today we're going to resand this piece here down because at the moment the top piece is bowing out this way, so we're going to take that edge off, get that smoothed down, get that painted in, cut back all the silicone, refix and recut all the actual beads on the back, getting them put in, and then literally sand, paint and silicone the whole thing. Now we are considering the green on the front we've talked about. We're thinking about painting this in green before we silicone here, because we are intentionally looking to colour this building with that green. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do we leave it as the grey, or do we go with the green? I do like that green, it does look good. But it does mean that we've then got another whole building to paint, whereas at the moment we don't have to do that. So let me know in the comments below. Aggro and cost versus colour preference. Let me know below. So anyway, we're going to update that, get that done. Also, I'll update you later on this morning when we have made a bit more room for movement on that. The guys are going to be turning up at some stage, normally about 9 o'clock, obviously, for the pool. So we'll see what they're going to be doing on that. Today, what I've also done is I've been talking to a company in England about LED strips. So I want an LED strip coming all the way down here, all the way along here, and all the way back down the other side. So where at night when the pool is on, we can literally turn the pool lights down, and we can literally have a really nice colour changing LED around the outside of the pool. There's like they call it an IR67 channel. It's a waterproof channel you can actually put into the ground, and then you run an LED strip all the way through it, and that's controlled by remote drivers that we'll have to work out how we can drill them through and put them downstairs, and then they're all controlled from inside or from a mobile phone. I thought that would really set that off, you know, in the dark. with some mood lights on, and then the LEDs around the pool. I think it will look really, really good, especially with the RGB ones as well. We can change any colour from green, reds, blues, and obviously you've got all the subtle, 3, 4, 5 different colour blues, 3, 4, 5 different colour reds. You can even have it sort of strobes. You can have it going in and out of colour. You can have it solid colour. You can have it low colour. So yeah, I thought that would look really good if we did that. Especially bear in mind we've got the concrete down at the moment. It would be a good time to get that in and get it concreted in. So I just need to see if I can get it ordered and delivered. I have a friend that's bringing over some stuff from the UK in the next week, so I'll try and get them delivered to him, and then he can stick them in the container for me. So anyway, I'm going to get on that. I think it works out about £1,500 to £1,800, so it's an expense I could do without, but I think it really will set that off. So I think I'm going to go for it. Anyway, apart from that, I will update you a bit later on. Everything else is as is. It's really just pool today and door frame again. Hopefully we'll get this bloody door frame finished. It's going on forever. Get that sorted out. We might have to plane the door as well, because since we painted it, the door's now starting to get a bit sticky, so we'll get that planed as well and get that revarnished today. And then we are good to go. So fingers crossed Biden doesn't get in the Senate. Hopefully he does lose. However, last night in Arizona, they had a power cut. The cameras went off and the lights went off. And they're actually counting the mail-in ballots. Shock horror. Anyway, this world is unbelievable, full of gullible. Anyway, I'll check in a bit later on. Give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts on what's going on with the election. Okay, the trough is now having its turn. So the trough itself has got to be done all the way down, all the way across and all the way up. And eventually, once the water level is used on here, cut these stills back, get the rust approver in there. I might actually get that done in a minute, actually, go and get that sucked out, dried out, and get some OSFO rust treatment in there, because they've been rusting away for a good 4 weeks now. So get that sorted out, and then the guys can get some cement in there today as well, after that's dried as well, get those sealed off, and then we can then get the level on there. Also, mind if you could help me with a like and subscribe below, that would be greatly appreciated. And give me some comments as well. These guys are very, very clean, by the way. I like the way they work. They're quick, they're clean, and they tend to sort of leave it like they weren't here, which is good. So he's doing the main wall at the moment, and they'll do the obviously probably the sidewalls, and then they'll come around, and then they'll also do the base as well. This is where the actual regurgitating trough will go back through. It comes all the way through into the pump room. These pipes here, there's one on this side and one on the other. They're the ones that are obviously going to be drilled into here. So the aim at some stage in the next couple of days is to drill all the way through here, nice straight line, all the way along, all the way along, all the way along. Open that right up, probably to about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. The water will come into here as it is now, but that'll have obviously the grey waterproof treatment on here, and obviously allow the water to go in. And this one will probably land up having a cement bonding slope that will enable the water that lands on here to run backwards into here, and then when we've got the money, we'll put the actual decking down on top of here and make it look pretty. The LEDs I talked about earlier, I was going to have them put into the floor here level and have the decking up against those, but obviously because the level all the way around is a little bit, both it's like this and it's like this, so I think Simon's idea of trying to bring it along and coming over with the decking over here is a good idea. And then I think what I'll do is I'll run the LEDs all the way around the outside of the decking. I did want them in the floor, and that's still an option, but it means obviously disc grinding into the floor and sinking them in, which is quite a big job. I don't think I fancy that. So yeah, it'll be a case of obviously getting the LEDs probably put around the decking once I can afford to buy the decking. Sherman again is still working on that door. Getting ourselves a record. It's going to be the nicest door frame in the world, it better be. So we've had to plane down the front. We've already planed down all of the actual returns, the beads that hold the window in. They're now fitted and nailed in. We siliconed the window yesterday and tried to squeeze it tight for it to go off, and then today we try to push it tight again and get the beads in. And now the door frame on the front and the back are all nice and smooth. They've got a filler on them going off, and then that'll be sanded down and painted, but he needs to wait until that has gone off fully before he starts sanding, because it's the wood filler that's got little bits of wood in it. So if you sand it too soon, then obviously it just lands up looking like garbage. So he's going to be patient with it. Like I just said to him, just fill everything, wait. Sand everything, wait. Primer everything, wait. Paint everything, wait. That way you're not going over your own footsteps and rectifying what's been done wrong. Okay, apart from that, I'll check in a bit later on. I'm sure the guys will finish this trough. I'm going to talk to them about the OSFO on the steels and see if we can get that sorted out and get that filled in by the end of the day today as well. Okay, we're 2 o'clock. The pool is looking like a pool. It's hard to believe that the pool would ever look like a pool. We looked at it like a pile of poo for so long. It actually looks like a pool. Awesome. Anyway, welcome this afternoon. Give me a thumbs up. Why is it when people say give me a thumbs up, I do that? It's because you're watching the screen, and I suppose downstairs there is a like or a dislike or a comment. So anyway, welcome back. It is 2 o'clock, he says. 2 o'clock on the 11th. What a great day, Remembrance Day. Hope you've all done your part. And this Sunday, I'm sure you'll be doing your part as well. We're definitely going to be getting the kids involved on watching the UK celebrations. UK celebrate very, very well, as you always see. Barbados have poppies everywhere, but I'm not too sure if they support it like we do. I mean, I know they certainly sent a lot of people over to assist in World War II, so I'm sure they probably do. Interesting to find out what they do. Anybody knows, let me know in the comments below whereabouts they do it. I suppose it'd be church, but is there a central place in Bridgetown or something like that? Maybe they all congregate and do some celebrations. I'm sure there's some Bajans lived to about 150, so I'm sure there's quite a few people still around that were in it. Good to go along and see them and support them. Door's nearly done. I'll show you that in a second. I've done a little bit of weeding, as you can see. My Let's Go Brennan t-shirt is a darker grey because it's absolutely soaked. So what we've actually done is, I'm saying we, I, just try to get rid of some of this stuff here. Is just, it comes out the ground, goes back in, comes out the ground, back in, goes out the ground, back in. It's absolutely evil stuff. Good to a certain extent. I mean, you want that sort of stuff, you know, around your boundaries where you don't want people to come in. So maybe I can try and drop some of the fresh stuff over there in the hope that it can maybe take along here somewhere. We certainly want all of this bit here back to being green again, obviously, but at the same time we've also got to make sure that it can run as a drainage reserve as it's meant to. You can see where the tide mark is over there, look, from yesterday, just on that wall there, look, and that was hardly any rain, so it does get quite a bit here. But anyway, I wanted to clear it just so that we can see what's going on around here. We've sort of cleared up around the side just so you can walk through, so we've kept that here, but we've created the walk through. We'll probably de-weed all this grass bit here as well, all the way along. So we did put some weed killer down on this bit here just to try and kill it off, which is quite good, so that's happened. Yeah, so that's a little bit nice. In here's got water in it again. I'm going to have to put the pump in there a minute and try and get the water out. It's coming from this lid, but I'm not too sure what to do because it's clearly coming from the rubber and the teeth underneath missing, as you can see straight away there, look. Parts of the teeth that sit in here when you screw it down are missing, so obviously the water's just pouring through the side and then leaking out, so I don't really know what else to do. I might be worth me pulling up one of the actual irrigation tank ones to see if they're any better and maybe swapping them around. That might work. Maybe these have got all of their teeth, maybe that'll work, so I'll give that a go. But if not, I think we definitely need to be looking at sealing this in, you know, putting a lot of SL1 around there, sticking the lid in, and just sealing it up. And then I think down here, potentially around away from the wind, I would say on this side, cutting a door in this wall here. I think that's what we're better off doing, and then that way you'll obviously we'll have to move this trunking on the wall, but I don't think I think that just, it probably comes to about there anyway. So we'll take that off the wall and then put the doorway in that way, and then that way access the actual the pump room by coming down here and seal the lid. I think that's the best thing to do, and then we can put one of the 18-inch grills on the wall down here so the air can blow through. Put one of the grills on the door. I think that's the best bet. But look how good the pool looks. I don't keep talking about it, but apart from the sun shelf and the floor, it's all been plastered now. The guys are in the actual water trough at the front doing what they've got to do. Sherwin actually cleaned out the holes earlier and put some OSFO into the holes, try and get them eating away, and they're normally meant to leave that for 24 hours. Bless you. You normally leave the OSFO in the holes on the steel for at least 24 hours. And then you can then start putting stuff on it. But I thought whilst they're actually doing the mortar, it might be worth doing those now, and then at least then they'll be able to put something on the, better put some cement in the hole to stop the water getting in there. This I think we've worked out we're going to have to sort of put some concrete on here, like I said earlier on in the video. But other than that, I think we can make this look good until we've got the money for the decking. Now, packs of 49, 16-foot lengths, 49 of them in America, you can get them between 2,600 and 3,200 US. So I'm going to need 2 packs. So I'm going to need a pack of 100, probably need about 75 to 80 pieces. So it's going to be around about the 6 to 6,500 US mark, plus I've got to get it here, plus there's the import duty. So I need to work out how much that's actually going to be, and see whether it's cheaper than getting it from here, because at the moment I'm being quoted 20,000 Bayesian, so that's 10,000 US. So it can't be 4,000. Well, I mean, by the time you buy the actual screws, etc. as well, because you've got the screws to put the actual, you've got the main beams that you've got to buy, then you've got the main screws that they're headless screws that go into the sides of the planks. They're quite expensive. They're going to be about 500 US for 2 buckets. So you're probably looking around about sort of the 7,000 US marks. That would be 14,000 plus shipping. And the shipping and the tax surely can't be more than 7,000. So we know it's a lot of aggro, but is it worth doing that to save ourselves a couple of thousand US? Bayesian, sorry. So I'll have a look at it anyway, because I don't want to get the pool done and then hold off until we've got the money to do the decking. I'd rather get the whole lot done at the same time, but I can't afford to be doing that, that's for sure. It's going to be bloody expensive. And obviously I talked about the LEDs earlier on, so they'll come along hopefully, and we'll get those put around. In an ideal world, I did want them sunk into this little bit here, so we'd actually have them plaster up to it, so they'd be in the concrete, but it looks like we're probably going to have to floor mount them, I would have thought. Anyway, that's pretty much where we are so far. We still need to be getting these cracks done. We did say we're going to start looking at getting that done next week, because obviously there's going to be a lot of mess going on next week with the mixing, etc. I think that's a good time to get these scored out with a grinder and start getting some material in there so we can stop these leaks happening. I went down and had a quick look earlier on, and there's a patch downstairs about there on the floor, and there's a patch downstairs about there as well where there's a little leak, and I think there is a slight one there somewhere. So we got water coming through into the basement downstairs, but it's a storage basement area anyway, so it's not major, but it just shows you where we need to make sure we seal. Here, again, it goes straight into a water tank, so it's not essential, but obviously any leak going through is going to go in and hit the steel in the concrete, and that's one of the concerns, blowing the concrete. So again, what we're going to have to do is get a load of OSFO. When we drill these out, we're going to have to pour OSFO all the way down into all the grooves, leave it down there for, I don't know, 24 hours, 48 hours, then wash them out, then let them dry, and then put the concrete the concrete crack repair down. That's what I think I'm going to do. Still plenty to do. We also have a YouTuber on the island as well, Frank. He's just texted me saying he wants to come along and have a look, so I just sent over a pin. So I'll check him in a bit later on. It'd be good to see someone. So I'll check in a bit later on as things change, but at the moment it's going to be the trough front, which I'll go and show you in a second, and the door. I haven't shown you the door. The door is looking a lot nicer. Nice and flat, no cracks, beautiful grey. Get that trimmed back with a stanley in a minute, make sure there's nothing on the actual glass itself, and then get the name of the building put in. What is the name? No one knows the name of this building, do they? So that will be going in at some point later on today, so hit me in the comments down below and let me know what you think it's called. See it on the video anyway, but I think what I'll do is I'll hold off until Monday. See you soon. Okay, 4:45, everyone's gone. Quick update. Smash the like below before I carry on with gassing. Edge. Should have really waited until tomorrow to do it, because obviously the OSFO needs 24 hours, but it's sealed. So the front, nicely done, and they started doing the side return over there. So all they've got to do now is the front here, this side. They'll probably do that bit as well. And the floor, they've already put the rods on to start the front. Cracking job. The guy's done a great job. We'll trim that back obviously at some stage as well, put something a little bit prettier on there rather than that big horrible pipe. Again, good job. Nicely finished off. That is going to be the edge. So obviously the blue will come up. We'll probably tile this. This will be tiled. We'll have a 4-inch tile on here coming up to the side, 4-inch on the other side, tile on the top, And what they'll probably do is angle that so that the water will come off and run off. This side will do the same thing, it will lean that way so that it will run off. So yeah, looking pretty good so far. So we probably need to give that a bit of a scrape out, but they benched here as well, look, so it's a nice angle. And then they'll do the floor once they've done the front. Be careful of standing on here, obviously. So yeah, it looks really good. Done a great job. I mean, without being rude, you could probably paint that and jump in. So yeah, what a great job. Really, really good job. So Revo boys, Simon at Revo, recommend so far, that's for sure. Still a lot of work to do, but I'm certainly happy, that's for sure. Obviously I cleaned the beach road on, which you saw that. I've not finished that off, so that's another job for another day. I have heard, oh no, I was about to say, I've heard that they don't like you burning rubbish here, so I need to have that looked at in a minute. But other than that, the door is in as well. We shaved the door, made loads of mess, so now we just need to get that varnished so it actually opens and shuts nicely now. So good job on the join in between. You can't even tell it's 2 bits of wood, which is awesome. So we'll wait until Monday, then we'll just scrape over the silicone, get that re-put back in, another coat on the door itself with a varnish, and then we can then put a decorator's cork or a silicone on the door and finally remove these bloody horrible things that make the window look so awful. So it will look absolutely gorgeous, and I'll also put the name in the window. Again, don't forget, let me know in the comments what you think it's called. So as you can see in the background, sun's going down in Barbados. Another glorious day, lots achieved. Friends coming over some beers and a barbecue tonight. Watch that sun go down. And I'll check in with you bright and breezy on Monday. Don't forget to give me some love down below. Take care.